we touch upon something which most of us have experienced sometime or the other in our life, and that's called as depression. As we know, as the name itself suggests, everything is low. Our thoughts are going low towards an abyss. Our feelings are sinking. The life energy is low. We are low on energy. And the body itself begins to shut down. See, when we are depressed, even our immune system takes a hit. And it's known that when we are depressed, we open doors to a number of diseases, not only infections, but heart diseases, brain strokes, to stresses, diabetes, and many, many others. There's sleep disturbance and many such things. So why there is depression? There are three levels at which we can understand it. The immediate cause may be a trigger and our inability to handle it. Trigger is not enough. The same trigger can strengthen someone and the same trigger can break someone. So there is a trigger. And we didn't know how to handle triggers simply because we were not, while in the growing up years, no one really told us. We learned history, geography, chemistry, became a doctor, engineer, and so many things, but nobody taught us about life. Nobody educated us about life. So immediate cause is trigger. The trigger may be very minuscule. Sometimes it just may be that, somebody said something and it just touched very deep like a sharp arrow and it pierced us and, we kept on brooding over it. The person went away, but he stayed with us. He just shot an arrow and we continued to brood over it. Immediate cause. Then there are intermediate causes. Many things that make us susceptible. For example, fatigue. When we are fatigued, when we are overworking, when we are overstressed because of number of issues, or things like alcohol, smoking, all these things open the doors to depression. There are forces on the watch and they are there waiting for us to open a door. The rejuvenating forces of life, we shut our doors to them and instead we allow forces of very dark nature. They are there all over the world. So there are a number of intermediate causes. And then there is the ultimate cause. And the ultimate cause has something to do with our own constitution. The way we are built, the way we look at life, our attitudes, how we look at life, our goals. An ambitious person is very prone to depression. Type A personalities, always wanting to achieve. Like the man who overtakes a car, but now he wants to overtake the next car in front. And when he overtakes the next car, he wants to overtake the third car. So he's always running a race. While these people with whom he thought he's running a race were not in the race. They went back homes and they were happy. They didn't care whether somebody has overtaken them. But this fellow wanted to overtake is the one who stresses himself out. Type A personalities. So these are the three main causes practically which cause depression, what we know as depression. Its mechanism is very simple. Normally all our consciousness rushes out through the senses, driven by desire. But when either the desire is frustrated or for some other reason, our consciousness suddenly gets a hit and turns inward. It becomes focused and centered around our little self. Oh, my desire got frustrated. I wanted this, it didn't happen. For whatever reason. It may be surrounding circumstances. But when it turns back, we are acutely aware of ourselves, our little self. And anyone who is centered around one's little self and its life, and by little self I don't mean big one, may be living in a big palace and yet be centered around his little self, the ego self, one will be depressed. Whereas when we go out, whether through senses, through mind, through heart, into this world, take on the challenge of life, consciousness rushes out and we can come out of this depression.